Welcome to Le Foot, your podcast about French football, and today we will dive straight into the latest action where PSG now has a 4-point advantage in the top after Strasbourg and Lens drew. Meanwhile, Lyon lost in Marseille with a rejuvenated Aubameyang scoring twice late in a very dramatic match. We will give you our take on the latest results in Europe where PSG and Lille went through after semi-dramatic matches in Paris and Serbia, and look forward to the European competitions this spring. Some Ligue clubs are complaining at the referees. Is it the right thing to do though? We are not complaining that the Coupe is back, which brings drama in the midweek where 4 clubs look to qualify and 4 will be eliminated. Club of the week is Angers. On y va.
First game that we will talk through this episode is Strasbourg at home playing against Lens. And we saw 2 great goals and many more chances that could have been creating a higher score sheet than we saw when we summarized the game with 1-1. So starting off with Strasbourg going into this game, it feels like Gary O'Neill has starting to get the grasp of his team. Strasbourg is looking well these days.
They do. Looking good. Panicelli is also back to scoring. We were a bit hesitant whether he would actually fit with Gary O'Neill when he just came, but I think we need to reconsider now. It's starting to look like a success and that he can continue building on Rosinier's work. And I agree, this game's stable, but I do think, my opinion is Lens was a bit the better team, a bit edgier, and could have won.
They could have won. They had a lot of chances, but it was just that final shot. There was a deflection of a defender, or the ball just didn't get through. But I feel like initially when the game started, Strasbourg has this high pressure. So they created a lot of chances towards the team, towards Lens, which usually doesn't, give the opposition that many chances. So I was very impressed with that, and you just need to give some kudos to Panicelli for that beautiful goal of his, because lately we've just seen him scoring on penalties, but it was a lovely goal for him, shipping above Risser. Beautiful goal.
And I think that goal is... The finishing from Panicelli is world class, but the defending there from Gagnou is terrible. That pass, it's almost like he's giving him a one-on-one with the goalkeepers straight up, and then he for sure executes it perfectly. But that back pass from Gagnou is terrible.
But I think that also, it was poor from him, from Gagnou, but I still also think that especially the first 20-30 minutes, Strasbourg had this high pressure, and I think that led to a bit of sloppiness in Lens defensively.
Yeah, they came off well. But then second half, we have Lens fighting back. They were dominant and came out, reacted in a way how you want your club to react when faced with a 1-0 down. And I think Mamadou Sangaré showing again the quality player he is. I think great goal, could be argued to be man of the match, because we have to remember, Stade Lamennais, it's not an easy place to go and grab 3 points. Lens would have needed 3 points though, and we will get to a bit when we look at the league table. This was not good for the title race, because we have a dominant PSG 3 points after another, and Lens, I'm sure they are pretty disappointed.
Very disappointed, especially since they played on Friday. So they knew after this game that since they draw, they'll give PSG the opportunity to climb even further from them in the ladder. Dennis, do you think Lens has any chance of getting back to the top spot, overtaking PSG and winning the league going forward? Or is 4 points now, is it too far? Is it over?
Well, I think what we saw a few weeks ago, Lens being in the lead, I was very optimistic that Lens would bring it all home, but they have had a bit more troubles these past rounds. So, we don't know. I don't know right now. I would say Lens still have a chance to bring this all home, but that would also mean that PSG they would need to just play worse or do something worse, because they're good.
Yeah, because also it's 4 points now. 3 points, 2 points, they're going to play each other. But now it's 4 points, so they actually need PSG to drop points as well.
They play at Parc des Princes.
We have to double check that one.
Yeah.
I actually need to double check. Is in a while? It's actually gonna be an exciting game if the league can still be alive by that point. But I think 4 points it's annoying, and I think one thing that's troubling me for this title chances of Lens is the last 2 games, Monaco and this one. I think Gagnou, Celik in the back, they're not as good as the defense we've seen Lens perform, and I'm a bit doubtful on your question, Jeff, whether Lens is suitable to them to chase for the title. I mean, they are now number 2, dropping points. I think it suited them very well to be chased by PSG. It looked like they thrived with that pressure with Thauvin and Wesley Saïd. And now, I mean, this game, Wesley Saïd back as well, not scoring, but good to see him back. It will be interesting to follow how they react.
And I see PSG has a few somewhat difficult games up ahead. I mean, we spoke about Monaco.
Becoming a bit of a boogie team, maybe.
Yeah, and then they also play Toulouse soon. Not that they are... they're not Lyon, but still.
They're Toulouse.
They play at home also against PSG, 12th of April.
All right, yeah.
Okay, so they have PSG at home, but by that point, preferably it should be a 2-point difference at least, not 4, because then PSG could be happy with a draw, and you don't want to play a team like PSG. That would be scary. But okay, so it's actually Lens home game, but some tough games, and you know who Lens is facing off next weekend? It's the incredible Mets.
No, it's Lyon.
We're excited about that.
Oh, but that's in the Coupe.
First Lyon in the Coupe, then they have Mets in the weekend, and that must be 3 points again.
Yeah, it must be guaranteed. Yeah.
All right, we got OM versus Lyon, and as Charlie liked to call it, the Derby Olympique.
Olympico, some call it even. That's ugly. That's the ugly name.
And summarizing this game, we had 5 goals.
Which we expected.
And I think it was a great and very much important victory for Marseille, and also for the coach Habib to get a bit of resting room, and also a game where the substitutions made a huge impact, especially for Marseille. It was a nice game from start to finish.
Tolisso scoring after just a few minutes, and then you have reaction from Marseille. Eventually, Paixão comes in the second half. He scores early in the second half, and a great goal. For anyone who hasn't seen it, you must watch that goal on YouTube. He's curling it in. You could argue goalie, I mean, he could have taken it, but I don't want to put that on Grif. I think great goal from Paixão. And then you have also Tolisso scoring another goal, eventually offside, but Himbert does the 2-1 for Olympique Lyonnais. And then old 36-year-old Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang stepping in 10 minutes to go. And he shows quality here. I think we have been harsh on the Marseille players. I mean, right.
Yeah,
they should have got a lot of criticism, but here Aubameyang, fantastic. I mean, showing quality.
Yeah, definitely. And I think it was very much important for him as well, considering it was a while since he scored in the league. And just a great game from start to finish, and Marseille pulling the last straw out of this game, and finally they're the team that scores in the last minute and not conceding. But I think also interesting here in this game to see Endrick. He provided both assists for the goals that Lyon scored, and also the assist to Tolisso's goal, who was declined because of VAR. And I mean, it was just not any other assist. It was a mark of high football intelligence, the way he knew where to pass before he received the ball, and doing this in great games. So big ups for Endrick also in this game.
It's so important for Habib getting a victory. I mean, if he would have gotten dropped points here, I think he would have been heavily criticized again. Like, I mean, he lost the first game last weekend, and now so important. What do you think it can mean for Marseille, Dennis, that they actually grab a win in this heated match?
I hope that it can grow into some momentum, so that they can keep this going. I mean, it's a fun team to watch. So to have them there at the top is, I mean, it's a fun team.
And now only 2 points between them and Lyon regarding the direct qualification spot, third place for Champions League next season. So I think there's a lot to play for. I'm a bit doubtful though. When you mention momentum, I'm just thinking I'm too, how do you say, injured in the brain from watching the last month's performance from Marseille, where they have been so bad that I'm not sure they already now have a solution. But like you said, maybe something to build on. I think they still need to step up. I think the defense, we talked about it ahead of this game, I still think that it's not good enough. No. Same can be said for Lyon. I would just like to call in a win here in a way for us. We talked that they had a tough schedule with Strasbourg, Lyon, and now they have Marseille away, and they actually have 0 points.
Yeah, I mean, coming from, what was it, 13 or 14 straight wins, including,
13, yeah.
13, yeah.
All competition.
All competitions, and now back-to-back losses against two sides. I mean, Strasbourg has been doing quite well recently, but Marseille hasn't. 2 losses.
Yeah.
A bit of a reality check, and probably puts Lyon back where they belong.
Back on planet Earth, you know.
But very much good for Habib, you know, to get 3 points, get something to build further on. He's still trying to find his groove with what players to put out on the pitch and what formation to play. So very much needed for Marseille.
League check, bang! Oi, oi, oi. We have a lot of things happening, many goals scored, and wow, PSG back 4 points ahead of Lens now after winning against Le Havre. We thought it would be a tight game possibly, but I would say it was the correct result. Le Havre tried, but PSG, they had a lot of good chances on the counter-attack, and I want to give some kudos here as well for Lee Kang-in. I think he performed very well. Kvaratskhelia, good game for PSG as well. So back on top, and now with some margin. It's gonna be a tough one. And then another one, winning Francaise Rennes. 2 out of 2 victories. I wish I believe that Habib would have gotten the same reaction from entering into the club, but Rennes is back. It feels like they have found some groove a little bit, and would be interesting to see what they can do now. It's very narrow about the Champions League spots, and Rennes is up there.
Yeah, definitely. 3 straight league game wins, and they looked solid playing against a kind of a mellow Toulouse.
Yeah, what's going on Toulouse? They feel mellow for sure.
And then this I think it was not important, but Nordin, who scored for Rennes, it was just like right place, right time. He's putting in that header, and then they looked solidly in the second half. And looking at the game, I never really felt that Rennes was really close to conceding. Also worth mentioning here that Jacquet, their star defender, who's going to Liverpool after December, is out for what looks like the entire season.
It's it's a strong winning without Jacquet. It's good. We have also things happening a little bit now in the bottom, because Lorient play Auxerre, and Auxerre grabbed a crucial point, I think, away. They actually led 2 times. They scored early 1-0, and then but Lorient, they have 2 players who are must-watch for anyone following. Pagis and then Bamba Dieng scoring both goals, and quality through and through, stable in the middle. I mean, they are not going anywhere but the middle, but that's impressive from Lorient. I think it's a good watch, and the game. But one thing we need to mention here, Koumbaré has now entered Paris FC. Victory. First game versus Nice. Important 3 points. Important.
Yeah.
It was an even game, but still think that Paris.
A 6-point game also, considering where both Paris and Nice are in the table.
Yeah.
So now 2 points ahead of Nice, but a 6-point game, and just increasing the gap down to the bottom 3 even further. So nice, an important win for Paris FC there.
For sure. And just to recap then, in the bottom we have Auxerre now on 18 points, Nantes 17, and then Metz dead last at 13. They had a chance here. They played Brest at home, and then, red card early on for Brest, and still they can't score. I saw that the keeper, he did a fantastic game, I must mention, Couder. And he actually got mentioned keeper of the match week from L'Equipe, which is, of course, always impressive. But I want to be critical again of Metz. And it's almost like we should stop talking about them for a while, because they just keep losing games. And it is what it is.
And they play Lens next league game.
Yeah.
So by looking at their form and their latest performance, it's going to be hard to grab any points there. So yeah, tough future ahead for Metz.
For sure. One thing I need to call out as well is Balogun keeps scoring for Monaco. And Monaco, they are also up there chasing European football. And Balogun, that's a striker to watch, I feel. Mm-hmm. He might have bigger clubs in him and bigger tasks at hand, but very impressive.
Also considering that they played back-to-back games in the Champions League towards PSG, which were 2 tight games, which we will get into shortly. But considering that, just bouncing back, winning stably against Angers at home 2-0. Yeah, Monaco's looking real well. They're in a fine streak in the league now, and it's not that many points to the top 4. They're on 37 and Marseille is on 43. So it's 6 points, and there's still a lot of games to play left. So I think Monaco is looking really well at the moment.
Headline. We need to talk about the whining at the referees that has started happening this week now after the last match week. Just to give a bit of background, the clubs have been working on a report and they collectively want to look at how to improve the refereeing and the communication from referees and the overall refereeing in the league. But now this week, after the match week, we have the GM of Lyon, Gerlinger, and also Nice making a club statement complaining after this weekend about the referees and the performance and inconsistency they quote. And I just think that it's interesting that you have representatives of professional football clubs going out complaining about referees after losses. What do you think? Is it the right thing to do as a club to make a statement, or to have a general manager being outspoken about it?
I think so. I think it's just generally, if you have something to complain about, then get it out. Especially in this on this level, I think it's a good thing.
Jeff, complaining as a club about the refereeing level, is that something you?
There's a thin line, because you have to make demands when you are on an elite level of football, right? Like if something is not working, you need to set demands towards the people or the organization that are in charge. That's one of the reasons even VAR came from the beginning. Like, people were not happy, and then you make something to change that. So with that being said, I think it's good that you can raise these issues, because I agree with them. To some extent, the referees have been poor overall in Liga. But then I know, like UEFA, this can lead to repercussions for the clubs. You can get fines, extensive fines, and to some extent even that you can't compete in competitions or tournaments, or there's a set amount for I mean percentages which you are allowed to TV companies or like TV money which get withdrawn, so there can be real repercussions for the teams. So there's a thin line there on how to verbally or writtenly to do this. But then I guess it's good that the clubs do it together, so they have a united voice when they do this.
But I think here, for me, because I don't agree with either of you, I think that looking at improving the quality independently from match weeks collectively is fine. But I don't agree with club representatives complaining about the referees after a loss. Because I think football is about winning, yes, but I think that players, sure. Sometimes after a game, the adrenaline is high. They might say something about a refereeing decision. You will have managers talking as well. But I always feel that a club representative should not be making statements like this. Because also, especially Lyon, I feel like they did not lose against Strasbourg and now OM because of the referee. They lost because of what happened on the pitch, fair and square. And Nice, I mean, their poor results, I wouldn't put it towards the referee as well. I can understand the frustration and you want to get it right, but I think the club representatives in my world, I get a bit annoyed because working to improve it, yes, but after a loss, I get like I want to argue with them and say that stop whining. Like it's not for them to speak. They need to look at their next game and the club finances and do the job that they have.
Yeah, that's very true.
There's a lot to do, but I think there is two ways about it. I also like the openness, the idea of the openness, but when you lose, you lose.
Yeah.
And I mean, that's true, and it does not look well when you've lost a game, and the reason for losing the game is not because of the referee, but I was more of the standpoint that like this is a bigger question and there need to be improvements. And then, I mean, I would to some way, being from a player perspective, that you can be furious because you're the person outside on the pitch, getting punished for bad decisions, whatever. But if you want to make an improvement, it's not going to come collectively from the players, right? Then it needs to come from, the team itself. Especially United. Sure. So, to improve it in the long run, if you actually have, certain decisions throughout an entire season which is poor, and you have like a plan on how to change this, it needs to come from the club, but then it needs to be united and made in an appropriate manner, because that's how you bring a league in this case, but then I guess also like a business in the real world also forward.
I mean, I think they shouldn't be scared of hearing feedback, the refereeing organization and league organization. And I see your point there. It's just, this feeling when someone loses and then they start, it's almost like they're making excuses and putting the focus away from the, of course, I think they even mentioned that this is not the reason they lost, but it comes across that way when they complain. It's more about the timing for me. It's like win a game, win a match, and then bring this up in the media. Maybe then you have a different leverage for me. I think don't come off a loss, but interesting.
Yeah, could have been better timing there.
Better timing.
Yeah.
Better timing. Club of the week.
Club
of the week.
Club.
We have another one. Jeff, bring it to us.
Yes, Club of the week. We have Angers. So a team that many might not know that much about. So we'll start where it started. It was founded in 1919, which makes it one of the oldest clubs in France. It has never won the Ligue, and it's not looking like this will be the year either. It's located in the Loire Valley, so people might know it more for the wine rather than the football. And they have a derby called Derby de Loire playing against Nantes then, which we covered in Club of the Week. I think it was last week or the week before. And Nantes is here considered as the bigger brother between the two teams.
Oy, oy, oy.
And their home ground is called Stade Raymond Kopa. If that doesn't bring any bell, I'll let you know that it's named after a famous player called Raymond Kopa. He started his senior career in Angers, and he was a part of the Real Madrid team in the late 50s, where he won 3 Champions League titles, and in 1958 he also won the Ballon d'Or.
Damn. Him and Ousmane Dembélé winning Ballon d'Or.
Damn.
Crazy.
So yeah, Raymond Kopa.
And Angers has been doing well this year as well. I mean, stable team and impressive. Alexandre Dujeu, manager, done a terrific job. I think it's been good. And Derby de la Loire, I think, not being the bigger brother, they are the poor performer.
Yeah.
This time.
Yeah.
Yeah, looking at the league now, Angers is doing better, and Nantes is really gonna have to put up a fight to stay in Ligue for this year. But yeah, I mean, Angers versus Nantes, Loire derby, I wouldn't mind going.
No, for sure. And I just need to mention one of my favorite names in world football at the moment is Angers striker, 18-year-old Prosper Peter.
Prosper Peter.
Prosper. It's a good name.
Prosper, yeah.
And I mean, before that, they also had 18-year-old Sheriff, which they've sold now. But good players and good names, Angers.
Now we're going to talk about some of the European football. We have PSG and Monaco in Champions League, and we have Svena Zvezda versus Lille in the Europa League.
And it's been now almost like a week since these games were played, but I think we just need to address that PSG is through. We're going to talk a bit more about the path that lies ahead of them starting next week with Chelsea. But Lille, strong comeback in Serbia. I think it shows character, going to a tricky place, 1-0 down from the first leg, and then Olivier Giroud, and then in the 99th minute at the extra time, then you have Nathan Ngoy, the defender, scoring. And he actually scored this weekend as well to put them past Nantes in the 90-plus minutes. So I think it's the best week of his career so far, Nathan Ngoy. But strong.
Yeah, definitely. And I mean, going to Serbia, starting up 1-0 up or down in this case from the first leg, going through this. Strong win mentality-wise. I mean, on paper, they're the better team, but then also, to go out and perform it. So great. Important for Lille. And great game for them. But I want to go back to PSG Monaco, and we're not bringing up the what if subject in this episode, but I mean, what if Monaco wouldn't have gotten a red card in both of these games? I mean, come on.
Yeah. In this one, you can really argue, because that's when PSG started scoring after that as well in the second half. So I still believe PSG would have taken it. You had Desiree Doué in the first leg scoring and showing up as a leader when he came off the bench. So I still think PSG would have been fine. But I mean, should we start talking a little bit about the boogie team for PSG now? Because Monaco, I think they are showing up when they play PSG, both home and away. Because who would have thought some while ago that Monaco would give PSG a tight game about it for 2 matches in the Champions League? I think we would have seen that as impossible.
Yeah, I mean, there were some really important details that I think made this game done. So, I mean, you look at this game and you can see 2-2, right? But, I mean, Monaco scored 2-2 in the last minute. PSG were 2-1 up. So, I mean, they were never really in danger. But over the 2 games, they definitely put up a fight. And I very much think so they will have the lust of getting a victory over PSG in the league in a few coming days.
Yes, already on Friday. But if we stay at PSG, then I just want to look ahead. Next week they start off playing Chelsea, and that's going to be super interesting. First of all, we're going to talk more about the Champions League games on next Monday when we talk ahead of the Europe Football League. Do you think that PSG should be happy playing Chelsea now, coming off these games? compared to the other opponents that they could have faced. I mean, there was some pretty good teams they could have played. Barcelona was the other option. Now it turned out to be Chelsea. I'm sure at least you prefer Chelsea over Barcelona, right?
Yes, definitely. But I think Chelsea is a tricky one. Hard to say yet, considering Rosinier's just had, about a month and a half. But if Chelsea has a good day, I think they can challenge any team. And they did beat PSG in the Super Cup with 3-0.
Yeah, maybe this is the revenge now. But now they have Rosenior, Chelsea. Can you imagine Rosenior coming back to France and beating PSG at Parc des Princes? Must be a good feeling for him, at least coming from Strasbourg.
I think Chelsea has a good chance, and I don't know about the Dembele playing or not.
I will see.
And they still have the League, PSG. They're playing Monaco, which is an important game. I think it's gonna be tough.
For sure. If we move over to Lille just to see what's lying ahead, then I mean in the Europa League,
Aston Villa.
It's about as tough as it gets in Europa League.
But then Aston Villa has been very poor lately. They're not doing well.
Okay, it's gonna be interesting because I think Lille has found something the last couple of games. They are more looking well put together as a team. But I still think it's a tough opponent. It's not going to be easy. They start off at home next week, Thursday. We're going to talk more about it then when we look a bit at the opponents as well. And like you say, if Villa is coming from poor form, maybe Lille has a chance. And either way, I think one thing with Lille that I realized after the comeback in Serbia is they're going to put up a fight. They're not going to lose big, which I think is a good thing in double-leg European competition, because then they are always in the game. And Aston Villa, I know they flew high in the beginning of the season, right? For quite some time they were up there in the top, but if you're saying they have poor form, it will be super interesting. And Giroud back in England, speaking about old players, Aubameyang, I mean, seeing Giroud scoring goals and playing, it's a blessing.
Yeah, it's a nostalgic feeling.
Yeah. All right, we have some mid-game weeks from Coupe de France starting tonight, 3rd of March, Strasbourg versus Reims. And then we also have Lorient-Nice, Marseille-Toulouse, and Lyon-Lens. So some really nice games midweek.
Yes, I think especially when you look at this schedule now for the Coupe and you see Lyon-Lens, that's going to be a really exciting one on Thursday. But I think we have a bracket here where the winner from Strasbourg-Reims, which I think definitely will be Strasbourg, big favorites in this one, even though Reims is doing well at the moment. Classic club, but Strasbourg should beat. And then Lorient-Nice, it feels more open, but if the winner of that faces off Strasbourg and the winner of that will eventually be in the final, that is a good path.
Could this be... I need to fact check this, but could this potentially be Gary O'Neill's first ever title as a player or a coach in this case?
In life.
In life, yes.
That would be so. Imagine the redemption. We've been skeptical. I think Strasbourg fans has been skeptical. But if he managed to bring a Coupe de France title, that would be something. And then on the other side, we have Marseille playing Toulouse. We have Lyon versus Lens. That's going to be a tough path to the final, I think, no matter what. Because Marseille definitely favorites at home versus Toulouse. And now coming off Habib's first victory. But Lyon-Lens,
yeah, that's an open one.
Open one. Because Lyon coming off 2 losses. And, I mean, Lens... Maybe now that they are edging a bit further away from PSG in the league, they start seeing this as the main way to win a title this season. And they should put... I feel Lens should put all energy they have into this game, because if they win, they're in the semi-final.
I think the home advantage here plays a big impact since there's only one leg qualification games. So, I mean, Marseille playing home at Velodrome against Toulouse and Lyon at home as well. I think that will give Lyon a slight advantage against Lens, to be fair.
Dennis, Marseille to lose.
Marseille.
Straight up.
But I mean, on second thoughts, I want to say Marseille, but we know.
Every other game
We
is
know.
sometimes maybe good, sometimes maybe shit.
Yes.
Like,
So
yes.
you
But
never know, but on paper, I mean, Marseille.
they should win. I think they are not huge odds favorites, but they are actually favorites at the moment to take the Coupe, the whole title this year. Now, I think it's not far ahead of Lyon, but interesting. I think one thing that we need to look out for now as well, that they don't need any injuries, because it's still very important games coming up in this weekend, which we will look into.
What do you think?
I mean, I think Marseille definitely is favorites. Also thinking about the Toulouse form.
Yeah.
They had the great December, but since then I think they are not really recognizable. They don't have that strength and edge anymore. But as you mentioned with Marseille, it's one game good, one game bad. So you never know. And if Toulouse can put off a defensive performance and then just try to grab a late goal or something, it's open. But for Lyon Lens, I have a feeling, and it's that Endrick will be back in the score sheet.
Yeah.
I mean, he missed the game because he was 2 weeks ago because he was out due to a red card, and he looks hungry. I mean, 2 assists in the latest game, even though they lost. So I think the loss also brings more hunger heading into this week. So really, really looking forward to Thursday and Lyon Lens.
Jeff, do you have any thoughts about Marseille, Toulouse, Lyon versus Lens? Which one do you think will proceed?
No, but as I was thinking, like, I think Lyon has a small advantage since they play at home. And these games are always quite tricky because it's one additional game above the current league games. And I would say Lens is the better team, but they don't have the squad, I think, to perform with 100% 2 games a week. And I think Lyon have small but better chances to go ahead of that game. And I think Marseille has enough quality which should help them to go through this game. So I'll give Marseille definitely the advantage.
Next weekend of Ligue. Which game do you look forward to the most, Charlie?
I need to mention Nantes-Angers. We have them here, very suitable, coming off. See the rivalry there, and if Angers, little brother, can put big brother further down into the worry of relegation, I think that's a very interesting one on Saturday. Apart from that, of course, PSG, Monaco on Friday, lovely Friday evening game. See if Monaco can make a tough game out of it. Again, what about you, Jeff?
I mean, since it's the only Friday game and it's 2 really great teams playing, PSG, Monaco, that's definitely the biggest one. If PSG wins, they could really put the pressure on Lens, going up with 7 points up. But also interesting here to see that we just mentioned Marseille playing Toulouse in the league. They also face each other, but Marseille play away this time against Toulouse in the league. So they're playing each other back to back. So
a double burger.
Yes. So I mean that's also very interesting. I think Liverpool has something with the same now against Wolverhampton in the Premier League. So they will really get to know each other early in the week in the league, and then play each other again. In the cup, and then play each other again in the league. So that's always interesting.
But then I want to ask you, Dennis, you're the Marseille manager. We're pretending now. You get 1 victory and 1 loss. Do you take the victory in the Coupe or the loss in the Coupe? And the victory in the league or the loss in the league? What would you decide? You have to take 1 victory and 1 loss for Marseille.
I mean, they are at 43 points now, and they have Lille and Rennes just below, and Lyon 2 points ahead of them in the league. So if they want to stay there on top and have a chance in Champions League or Europa League, I think they would have to focus on the league because of how inconsistent they've been these last few weeks.
Yeah. So you're taking the Champions League play and the money potentially that can bring and the future and everything ahead of qualifying in the Coupe.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
What about you, Jeff? Would you reason like Dennis and pick a win in the Coupe and a win in the league and a loss in the Coupe, or the other way around? As a Marseille manager, you only get one.
I think I'll take the league win because of the fact that if they win against Toulouse in the cup, they still have to play probably Lyon or Lens for that matter, which are teams that might be better than Marseille. And then if they go through that, they also have to win the final. And if they don't win the final, the win against Toulouse in the cup means nothing.
But that's the thing with cups. That's the thing with cups. Yeah. I don't know why I'm eager on a trophy here. I can throw away the league if it means cup success. But super interesting. I think another one we also need to think is Lyon. They are playing a lot now, and I mean it's the same for all the French clubs still in Europe, and same with Strasbourg, because you have Europe, they're still in the Coupe, and there is actually matches every 3-4 days. I think if you look at the league, that's going to be an advantage for all the clubs now, like Auxerre facing Strasbourg as well. Very important game at home for Auxerre. If they can grab a point or better off 3, I think Strasbourg, I mean, they are going into the Conference League as well, and playing on all these fronts, I think it's going to wear down on some of these clubs. Yeah,
definitely. And we talked about it before. A lot of these squads are not built to play in at least not 3 tournaments simultaneously. And take Lyon. They have Endrick. He cannot play in Europe. And then you have injury on Sulch now also. So, I mean, that's 2 players, depending if they play the league, the cup, or Europa football, which can't play at the moment. And then there's not that many backups. And then you play 2 to 3 games every 10 days. It's going to tear out the players. But I have a call here. So we started with it a little bit with our predictions for the next games. For an example, some of us believe that Rennes will grab the victory, which they did last week. So I'm going to write down now one tip that we all have, and then we'll follow it up with next week. So I will go below 2.5 goals, Nice versus Rennes.
Good.
I think it's going to be tight.
Yeah.
Below 2.5 goals. Yeah, it's a good one. I'll stick my chin out and say that we have 1 red card in Brest-Le Havre. That's mine. 1 red card.
That's a good one.
What about you, Dennis? You have any?
That's a good
What's
one.
your prediction?
I like the Lille and Lorient game. I don't want to go with a draw for any predictions, but I think Paris FC will win against Lyon.
Oh,
that's one prediction I have. It's a bold one, but I think
I like it.
Paris,
new manager.
They look strong, yeah. It's a bold one.
I've not looked up the odds, but if you combine all these 3, I'm sure you will get a huge amount of money. So perhaps play individually and secure, but play them maybe individually, not all combined.
Yes, good.
And I think betting on red cards is always problematic,
Yeah. That is it for this week. Follow us on socials, subscribe, and give us a rating wherever you listen to podcasts. And remember to tell a football-loving friend. For queries, you're always welcome to reach out at lefootpodcast@gmail.com. Have a great week and see you next Monday. Au revoir.